Hello everyone, 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 hello everyone. I know a lot of you have been asking about the flat move. Good question. Things are finally moving forward. I am moving house this week. First plant in my house. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name's Claire and this is YAAYYYYY. I make videos all about houseplant care, sharing tips and tricks I've learned over the years to help keep your plants happy and healthy. And this is the video that I've been looking forward to making for about 8 months now. As you can probably tell from my background, I have finally moved house, me and YAAYYYYY, and most of the plants, there's still a few to come, but most of the plants are in. So I'm going to take you through a little moving vlog section of this video and show you some of the things that I put in place to make sure my plants stayed safe and happy as I was moving. And then I'm gonna show you around. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Let's get into it. So right now at the time of filming this, I've had the keys for just under 2 weeks and I'm really happy with how everything's coming together. As I say, I don't currently have all of my plants in, but I would say I've probably got about 90%. I think I've just got one more van load that I need to do that I'm gonna do later this week, but it's really starting to feel like home and it's been such a long time coming and I'm honestly so happy. And I'm very excited to be filming this video because this is the first YouTube video that I have filmed in my new flat. So yeah, cue the moving vlog and then I will show you around. So I started off getting plants into old Amazon boxes, which I'd literally been hoarding for months in preparation for this. I tried to make sure I was fairly up to date with my watering beforehand so none of the boxes got soggy. And we're off to pick up the keys! I'm in my new flat. I just can't believe that this has actually finally happened. First plant in my house. I'd had a lot of time to think about how I wanted to do everything once I got into my new place, and although part of me really loved this feature wall, it didn't reflect light in the way that I wanted it to, so I got to work redecorating. I say I got to work. One of my best friends, JB, who was an actual hero, literally helped to bring my vision to life, from decorating to putting up plant shelves and rails, along with chauffeuring me and hundreds of plants back and forth. You might remember he built me an amazing plant unit a while ago, and he also has a YouTube channel where he makes step-by-step pallet furniture and other amazing creations which I'd highly recommend checking out, so I will link that in the description box down below. Once most of the decorating was done, that's when things started to get seriously exciting and the plants started coming in. I boxed up the majority of them, but some that were slightly more prone to breakage came in the front with me as I was so scared about anything happening to them. This is what the room is currently looking like. This is the spot that I usually sit in to film my videos, and as you can tell, it's looking very empty. It feels very weird. To stop some of the bigger ones falling over as we drove, JB used bungees to secure the pots in the back of his van, which worked really well. I know this might not be an option if you're getting a removal company to come in, but if you're not moving too far away and are able to hire your own van to do it this way, then I would highly recommend it. In the past week, I must have done at least 5 van loads and 1 car full of plants. I was super careful and thankfully there was only 1 very small plant breakage out of about 90% of my collection that's now in. Fingers crossed I haven't just jinxed things. I tried my best to get everything done quickly so YAAYYYYY wouldn't be coming into chaos. She gets really freaked out by change, but bless her, she's coped so brilliantly so far and seems more relaxed every day. One of the main practical planty things I wanted to install in the living room was rails for all of my hanging plants. I managed to find some fairly cheaply and JB put them all up. I'm genuinely so happy with them and think they look gorgeous. I'll pop the link to the ones that I used along with all of the fittings in the description box below. Aside from shelves and rails for plants, things like getting frosted sheeting onto some of the windows was a must, partly for privacy, but mainly so that Yoli doesn't bark at everyone who walks past. She was pretty keen to get involved with this. JB also found it highly amusing that in the time it took him to put my bed together, I hadn't even managed to build one bedside table. Can I just mention for the record that he's a handyman? I was genuinely quite proud of myself. One of the things I've been looking forward to for months was setting up my new plant cabinet. Emma came round to help me do it and the final result is stunning. I've got a setup and tour video coming later this week on that, so stay tuned. So I'm so nearly there now, and as I say, I hope by the end of this week all of my plants will be in. It feels like, it's weird, when I was packing up my mum's conservatory, it felt like I had way more than I thought that I had, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know how they're all going to fit. And now I've got them all in, and especially now that I've got my cabinet set up, I'm just like, I've actually got a lot more space for plants, which I'm not complaining about. So I cannot say that I will not be breaking my plant ban at some point again soon. But the main thing that obviously I've had to think about, the first one has been Yoli, like adjusting her, I was going to say acclimating her, getting her used to the new environment here and just kind of making her feel as at home as possible. And she's doing so well, like, hello sweetie. Yeah, she's doing, oh, big belly roll. She's doing very well. And then obviously acclimating my plants, because I was incredibly spoilt before in terms of light and heat and stuff like that. I know it could be a little bit of a nightmare in the depths of winter or the height of summer, but on the whole, it was fairly stable conditions. And here, I've just got a lot more things to think about. So as I take you around, you'll see some of the things that I've had to do to kind of keep things happy for the time being. And it's just all a work in progress. I'm excited to explore more and do more things as time goes on, but oh, and now she's going for her breakfast. But yeah, I'm just going to turn the camera around and I'm going to give you a little show and tell. So I'll start in the living room just because I feel like it's probably the most organised. I mean, it's not organised, but the most out of all of the organised spaces in the house at the moment, because as you know, when you move house, there's lots of things to be done and there's big piles of recycling everywhere and things that you need to get, such as bins. But this is kind of the main living space, and I'm not going to show you the cabinet over there because I've got a cabinet setup video coming on that. But oh my God, it looks absolutely amazing. But these are some of the kind of makeshift things that I've had to do for the time being to keep plants like my white princess happy, because she's such a sensitive plant and I was really concerned about her in the move because she just wasn't getting enough light at first and she was used to such high light conditions and her variegation started to brown. And so for the time being, I've just clipped a cheapy grow light to the top and I think it's helping to keep her happy. It should be doing the job in theory, but I'm thinking at some point I might get a big one to come over so that it doesn't look quite so naff. But yes, I've got my little area of plants there, and then I got some plants here by my TV. I also had an idea of potentially mounting a grow light onto the bottom there and maybe having a lot of my succulents running along the bottom, but I'm not sure. As I say, at the moment I'm just playing and I'm very much enjoying playing. And cabinet, I want to show you, but I won't show you right now. And then I've got one of my prop boxes just down here, and it's just working really well because although this window doesn't get ridiculous light at this time of year, it does definitely provide enough, meaning that I don't need to use a grow light, and everything in there seems to be doing fairly well. I know it's only 2 weeks and I know plants do take quite a long time to adjust. So what I'm showing you now will probably change, and I'm sure there will be more drama in the coming weeks. But for the time being, I've just got some succulents. I've got my Hoya Sarawak. I've got my variegated Monstera Adansonii. This is not a plant tour. This is just a general tour, so I won't get too carried away. But then, oh my goodness, I said it wasn't a plant tour. My Monstera dubia here, I think, is just the most beautiful thing in the world. I'm just obsessed with her there. And I know that if her leaves keep growing at the same rate, she's not going to fit in that gap for much longer, and I will have to find somewhere else for her. But she just looks like she was made to go there, and I think she looks beautiful. And also, oh my goodness, I'm getting so carried away with planting things. But look, double fenestration. That is very exciting to me. I will be doing a plant updates video at some point in the next week or two, because I've got some really, really exciting things to update you guys on. But yes, so just kind of general, the ferns that I mounted on wood in one of my videos recently, I did that because I was wanting to put them there, and I'm so happy that they work there and seem so far fairly happy. I've got my philodendron scandens just climbing the wall there, and some plants on top of my cabinet. And then coming through into the little kitchen area, I've got a few plants on the side. I didn't want to ridiculously overcrowd it, because this is kind of my only clear, like the only place to prep food and all that sort of stuff. So for now, I've left it fairly clear, and that may have to change when more things come in. But for now, I feel like it's okay. And then I've got a couple of little hangers up there. And then, oh my goodness, the hanging system here, I'm totally in love with it. I think it's so difficult when you've got really slanty ceilings to know where to put plants, because I fell in love with this flat when I first saw it, but I was like, where is everything going to go? Because I don't have that much, cabinets, but I'm not allowed to see that yet. Because I don't have that much wall space, I'm not going to be able to do things like shelves that much. And that kind of scared me, but that is why I've been getting so many of my plants into hangers. And I think they look beautiful. They so far seem happy there, but as I say, it's probably too soon to tell. But I just think they surround the room really nicely. They avoid, oh, hello, what's going on with your ears? They avoid tail whackage as much, which is always a good thing, because that tail is absolutely lethal. I've also got some up there which are on the whole fairly low light plants, but I do think that I might potentially run a grow light or something along the back of that feature wall, just because I'm not sure if that's going to be adequate for them. I'm just kind of very, very closely monitoring them at the moment, and hoping that in the next few weeks things will become a little bit clearer. But one of the things that I have majorly fallen behind on is my watering. A lot of my plants I've been ridiculously underwatered at the moment, to the point that I'm a little bit scared about root rot in some of them when I do water them, because it's just been so crazy. I haven't had a day that I would usually take to be able to kind of sit down and be like, right, I'm just going to go through and monitor each of my plants, check in on them, see how they're doing. I just haven't done that. So these next couple of days, I'm definitely going to be putting aside some time to do that. But then over here, that's to say, I haven't got around to getting a bin, and I need to go to a recycling point because I've got so much stuff. But over here, I've just temporarily sat my Monstera Deliciosa on a chair because I'd like to raise her up ever so slightly. I also just wanted to kind of maximise the amount of light she was getting without having to put her right in front of the window, which I could do. I know I've done it with some of my plants, but again, it's just the tail risk. So at the moment, she's there, and as you can see, she's just given me potentially the world's most beautiful leaf, but we'll talk about that in another video. But yes, and then I'm thinking I might get a little radiator shelf to go here so I can have some of my plants along there. Obviously ones that don't need super high humidity, and I will be running humidifiers along there anyway. That's the other thing as well. I haven't had hot water or heating since I've moved in. The boiler is currently broken, so that's made things very interesting. I have got a tub out there because I'm trying to collect some rainwater so that I can let that heat up to room temperature. And it's just me being silly in my head, really. I mean, it doesn't make a huge amount of difference, but I was like, if I can't be giving them the nice lukewarm water that I usually give them, then maybe I'll do it with rainwater. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, so at the moment, as I say, not finished, but I'm very happy with where it's at the moment. That is this space, and then coming through here. It's almost not really worth showing you the bathroom because there's only one plant in there, which shouldn't really be in there because there aren't any windows. But because there's no hot water and no heating, the bath has just been turned into box central. So yeah, it's literally just like a little storage area at the moment. And I've got a little snake plant down there, but I'm not sure. I mean, to be honest, I have kept my snake plants in rooms that don't have natural light before. I think so long as you leave the doors open and there's a little bit coming in, it should in theory be fine, but it's fine for now. It's something that I'm gonna rethink at some point. But yeah, so that is the bathroom. And then lastly, oh, also Emma made this beautiful macrame wall hanging and I absolutely love it. And I think it is the most gorgeous thing. She also made another one that she was getting rid of, and I will put a clip of it in, but it's a macrame hanger that's also got space to put hanging plants in. And I want to put that up there and have that hanging down at the end of my bed because I think it's gorgeous. But then bedroom, everything has just not had much structure in here yet, to be completely honest. I've kind of trailed some plants up and stuff like that. I'm actually not sure if I like this like this. I liked it in the living room, but I think that might look a little bit messy. I'm still trying to make up my mind. But then I've just got some cast iron plants, Clarinervium ZZ. The Clarinervium could probably do with a little bit more light, but I do need to give it a water. So I'm gonna, oh yeah, it's so dry. I'm gonna wait to water it and then I'll move it to a higher light spot. And then yeah, in terms of hanging plants in the bedroom, currently I don't really have that many. I've still got a few more at my mum's hanging wise that I'm gonna bring over. I've still got ones like my massive yucca plants and all my euphorbias, like my big euphorbia, my variegated euphorbia. Oh, I've actually, thinking about it, I have got quite a lot left. I've got my big trough planter, my Sodoroi Af plant and all that sort of stuff. So it is actually going to feel quite crowded. Not crowded, but a lot more planty in here very soon. And I've got that shelf up there with just some, again, random plants that are getting fairly good light from this window here. And I'm hoping we'll do okay. I mean, the light in this place honestly is fantastic. I'm filming this at like 10 to 4 and the light is still really, really good. It was one of the main factors that I was looking for when I was looking for flats. I obviously needed to make sure it had good light because I do have so many plants. But yes, and also my pink princess, obviously she's been looking like she was about to pop flower-wise for quite a while. This one opened last night, and the last time I had a philodendron flower for me, I let it close back up before I tried to break it open again to collect the pollen. And this time I have just taken it right off. So the bottom there is currently receptive, and I'm really, really hoping that I might be able to gather some pollen from her, because this one I reckon is probably, I don't know, maybe a couple of days away from opening. But my white princess is also getting ready to flower as well. So if I could cross-pollinate them, that would be absolutely amazing, and I would be over the moon. I'm also just loving her here as a floor plant because she was up high on a table before and I just couldn't really appreciate her as much, and I think she looks so gorgeous like this. So yeah, also another new leaf. And then just kind of random plants that haven't found places yet. And my cabinet, my now propagation cabinet, is looking so ridiculously empty. I have got some more things that go in this, again, still at my mum's house, that need to come over here, but I've never seen it looking so empty. Think how crowded it was a couple of weeks ago. I've now transferred anything that's ready to be potted up to my bigger cabinet in the living room, and I mean, it looks beautiful in there, and I can really kind of appreciate it and take the time to focus on propagations as opposed to full plants, if that makes any sense at all. But yeah, I really like it. So that's currently where we're up to. I've got a van load more of plants to come, and I've got to figure out what I'm doing with all of them. But this is also, I was going to say, sorry, I'm getting so distracted doing this. But having the mirror there, whenever I'm sat in here or I'm sat in the living room, Yoli, she's actually not doing it right now, but usually she'll poke her head through so that she can watch my every move. She's got a lot better at not walking around on my heels the whole time as she settles in. But she literally spies on me through there all the time, which is very adorable. But yeah, this is definitely not the finished product, but this is just kind of like a first look at what I've been doing for the last almost 2 weeks, and I'm really excited to just continue to share the process with you guys. I'm so excited to turn this into a beautiful little jungle and dog flat. And yeah, I really hope the next time I give you a little home update, it's going to be looking 10 times, 20 times better than it is at the moment. But yeah, thank you guys so much for bearing with me over these last couple of weeks, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun logging this process and being able to look back on it as well, and seeing how far everything's come and is coming. What am I saying? I don't know. My brain's not quite there today, I don't think. But yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next video.